All right, you guys. So today I wanted to take the time to actually go through an issue that I've been having with this clipper, essentially with the blade. The clipper overall, it's great. It works amazing. Um, Although I have an issue with the blade, and I know a lot of you guys are gonna have to go through this problem or this issue, and this video might help you guys. It took me a little bit of time to figure it out, but hopefully in this video I can explain it and I can teach you guys how to fix it. Because the blade moves, it kind of like I was getting myself a haircut, and I noticed the blade was when I put one of the guards and closed it all the way, it was rattling, so it was making this weird sound. So I went to check it, and one of the sides of the blade was higher than the other one. It didn't happen with any other JRL before or any other clipper that I have, unless I dropped it or something, or when your blade moves because something happened, you might have just like put it on the mat too hard or dropped it or something. But in this case, I haven't dropped it. I haven't done anything rough to the clipper, but it kind of shift a little bit by itself, and that's really not what you want as a barber. So if you have it open, it's fine, right? It's gonna work amazing. This is how it sounds. But when I close it, I notice this sound. You don't want to have that against the client's ear. That's not something that you're gonna want in your client. So you got to fix that. In order to fix that, it's either moving this a little bit, not changing the notch necessarily, but like adjusting the lever a little bit down, so to avoid the blade from touching the guard. It's not something that you're gonna want to do every time. So let's get to it. Let's try to fix this. I'm gonna try to not edit this video as much so that you guys can see the process and you guys can understand better. This is a different system from previous JRLs or any wall on these or any clipper in the market right now. So far, this is the only one I've seen doing that. I think Andy's has one like that where you take the whole piece out with the lever and everything out, and it's one piece, and then you can actually take the blade out and all that good stuff. But I don't know, it's something that I'm gonna miss about the other styles or the other models, the 2020T or whatever. I don't want to say that I don't like it, but I don't want to go through this problem every time, I'm gonna have to be checking this every time, every week, and it's something that I don't do with any of my clippers. I use my other go-to clipper is the Instinct by S-Craft, and these are amazing. It's zero gapped. It hasn't moved. It has a little bit of the nail right here, as you can see. Just because I don't want to have it that close. That's how this was. I like a zero gap, but not like all the way up. I always leave a little gap, like a little nail, 1 millimeter of gap in between. But to me, that's zero gap, and it gets rid of the line. I don't have an issue with that. And also, I take care of my clients by doing that because I don't want to cut them, especially a kid. You don't want to cut any of your clients. So I always try to leave that, but it was like that on this clipper. However, it moved by itself. As you can see right there. This side is higher. This is the one touching the guard. And the other side, it's a little bit more down. That's how it was before. So you don't want to be dealing with this, right? But I'm going to show you how to fix it. Hopefully it helps out. Like I said, I'm gonna try to not edit this as much. But I don't want to make this video super long either. So we're gonna try to do it as fast as possible. So you're gonna move this lever all the way. You're gonna open it all the way. Take the screws out. All right, now there you have it. We're gonna bring this piece out. I want to say something. I've been using this clipper for 2 weeks, and if I have time, I'm gonna make a review on them and talk about it. All I can say right now is that I do like it. However, it's not my favorite clipper for coarse hair, for really tight curls. That's not what I use, and simply because I have the Instinct, which is a stronger clipper. And the JRLs are good for any hair texture, any hairstyle. Don't get me wrong, they're great clippers. But if I have something faster that is gonna get the job faster, then I'm just gonna go for the Instincts. But this is a great clipper. I'm gonna be talking about it soon, and talk about the experience with this clipper. So what you're gonna wanna do, you're gonna have to open everything. So first, you're gonna take off the lever. Make sure you take care of this piece right here. You don't wanna lose that. You don't wanna lose any of these pieces. Just put that aside. And you're gonna wanna look for this little screw right here. Let me see if I can find it right here. Okay, let me see. It is challenging. It is challenging. If I already did it once, and here I am doing it again, and it took me a while to learn. It took me a while to learn how this mechanism works, and that's why I'm doing this video. That's why I'm doing this video, to show you guys. So you put that aside. You don't need that. This is where you're gonna be working with. So this is where the issue is. Right here, if you see this wire is the one that holds the blade, the moving blade. This goes in here, and this is what has it prevents the blade from moving, right? It goes here on this groove right here, and that's where it sits, right? But if this wire is moved, then obviously the blade is gonna move, and you're gonna have to adjust it, right? The first problem that I had, it was when I first was zero gapping it, and this wire fall out, or I pull it out too much out, that I wasn't able to put it back in. So I was like, what is not going in? I was, trying my I was using this tool to bring it down and up and all that, and it didn't want to go in anymore. But obviously with the lever and all in this blade, you can't really see this part, because this is covering this piece, right? So I had to take it out. I didn't want to take it out because I didn't want to be messing around with it, but I didn't have any choice. So I was like, man, I need my clipper. I need to use it. I didn't use it for like 2 days because the blade wasn't where I wanted it to be. And man, I was taking clients, and in between clients I would like go on it and try to figure out the issue. So then I opened it, and I saw this little screw right here. I was like, oh man, okay, it has to be there for something, right? So then I went ahead and opened it up. So this little screw, if you're having that issue, if it's too loose, sometimes it's gonna be too loose. The wire is gonna be too loose, so your blade is gonna move a lot. it's gonna move a lot. You won't be able to like zero gap it or even cog with it because it's gonna be shifting positions every time. So you're gonna have to open these, get rid of these screws, take them out. All right, there's one. Don't be scared to, you can always go back on this video and see how I'm doing it. But don't be scared or afraid to get rid of any pieces, see? So that screw is holding this piece right here. And then I'm gonna take the other one out just to make sure that I'm doing both at the, you know, at the same time, and making sure I'm actually adjusting the pressure on this wire, on this thing right here. So now that you have that open, you're gonna take this one out too, right here. Okay, there you go. So there's the two pieces. You're gonna put them away. All right, so you're gonna end up with this, just this raw piece right here. So I'm gonna give you the measurement right here. It's the 0.05. This is the last one right here. Let me see if I can even get it right here. It's so small. So the tiniest one. So you're gonna wanna loose this a little bit right here. And I'm just showing you this. I don't have to like do both of them, but I'm doing it this. I'm doing it like that for the purpose of the video. But I really don't want to mess around with this, because the thing is that if this wire falls out, I'm gonna have to put it back, and you don't want to deal with that. So you see now it's loose. So the first issue that I went to, when I wanted to zero gap this with all the pieces together, this wire fall out like that, boom, like that, and I couldn't put it back. I was like, man, this piece was like, the little screw right there was on the way, so I was pushing and pushing and pushing, and it was really hard to put it back in. That's why I had to like open it and see what was inside. So after figuring that out, I was able to put it back in and mess around with it, right? But then, okay, I'm gonna put it back. I just wanted to show you how it moves after you loosen this up a little bit. And it only takes a little bit of strength to loosen that up. So imagine if you're using it every day, cutting, you know, and imagine if it's your only clipper that you have, or because you're so excited you want to use it every time. You're gonna do 10, 12, 15 haircuts with that clipper, and this thing is gonna move. This thing is gonna like get loose, and I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna have to go through this issue, I guess, for as long as we have the clipper. Who knows? Maybe they come out with another version that it's a Lamborghini version, but they go back to the old mechanism that they used to have, which is sucks because we already have this one and we have to deal with this issue. So now we're gonna put it back in. So the way I do this, because you don't want to mess around with it too much, I bend this to the sides and put it back in. Now the other one to the side, put it back in, because he has to go on top of it, making sure he has pressure on it. That's why it goes like that. And you know, it prevents it from moving, but I guess it still moves. So you still have to be messing around with this little wire inside here. So I'm gonna leave it like that, and I'm gonna put back the pressure that it had. So the reason mine was moving because I guess it was a little loose and it wasn't making enough pressure. So now here I am putting it back again and making sure it has enough pressure to hold that wire still, if that makes sense. So now, oh, but there it goes. If you put too much pressure, you won't be able to move it anywhere, up or down. So whenever you close this up and then try to manipulate these to make a zero gap, it's not gonna move if you put too much pressure. So that's the other thing. I had to you have to make sure it's not super tight. So right there, it's moving, and then there's a little bit of pressure and release. Okay, let's see. I feel like this one's too tight. It's not gonna move. So I'm gonna release that pressure. All right. Okay, it's moving. So there I feel it. And then a little bit of pressure. That's it. That's it. Let's see if it works out. Hopefully I don't have to open it again. And the sad thing about this is that you have to really put everything back, because otherwise you can't put this back unless it's fully, like, all the pieces are back into the where they were, you know. So now we're gonna put it back together. I'm gonna speed up this video. This is the only time that I'm gonna be editing this video for the sake of time. Right, so all right. So there are the two pieces back. Okay, so then you put the moving blade back on it. This is the tricky part too. Put it back in the rail right here, both sides. Just be careful, because you're gonna have to put pressure on it, right? Okay. So now we're back again, and I use this tool to lift it up a little bit and push it back, because otherwise you won't be able, because this is making pressure and it's pushing the moving blade in. So as you can see, if you push it down, it won't go down. So you kind of have to, like, lift it up, push it down until it goes into this little metal piece right here on the other blade. Ooh, I call myself. It's sharp, so be careful. So you push it back right there. There you have it. Okay, so now the tricky part. So you're gonna want to put this piece back with everything on it. Make sure it goes back to this little groove right here, aligned with the screwdriver. All right, so you want to have the right amount of pressure on it right there, not too tight, not too loose. All right, and bring the lever up. All right, so now you're gonna line it. You see, right now it's all messed up. So you're gonna want to first bring the moving blade up, and if it overlaps, I'm gonna show you how to bring it down. All right. So you're gonna first put the tool right here in the wire. Bring this little tool right here. Screw it in. So it's moving right here. So you're just gonna wanna put it like all the way on top, right? I guess it doesn't really matter, but you'll get it. So you're gonna bring it up. As you see, it's moving up. Let's see. The phone is on my way, so I'm sorry if I'm like, if I don't get it right exactly to where I want it, but I want you guys to understand how it works. That's the purpose of this video. So if I don't get it right exactly to where I want it, it's simply because the phone is on my way. So I'm gonna stop there. Oh, probably I have a little bit, like I say, you know, if it overlaps, I can bring it down. You know what? Let's overlap it, so I can show you how to bring it down. There you go. So it's overlapped. So I'm gonna take it out of there. Take this tool out, and then do the same to the other side. Put it right there. Push it in, screw it in. Right there. I guess it's overlapping a little bit, right? Can't really see from here, but okay, so you're gonna have to take it out. Like I said, this is, I don't know, nothing against JRL. I like companies that innovate things for us so that we have something new and it gets barbers excited about it. And I like those companies that innovate. But when it comes to these little things like that, man, I don't know, man. You know, we don't want to be messing around too much with this, especially if you're a barber that don't really want to like mess around with clippers. You're gonna have to like give it to someone to fix it for you, and it's probably gonna charge you money. So you don't want to like spend more money than you already spent on buying these $400 clippers. You know, it's the same for this one, but I didn't zero grab this trimmer because I don't use it as my heater. So it works great though. It's a great trimmer. The blades cut really good. Everything's good about it. And the clipper, the blades are great. You know, this fade blade, it's amazing. I just don't. I just didn't really like this little mechanism thing to be able to zero gap this clipper. So actually, I'm sorry. You don't put it right here. You put it on top of this, on the edge. You are actually gonna put it on top of it to actually bring it down. I'm sorry. All right, so you're gonna put it there and then try to bring it down and see if, all right, there is, like I said, you know, I like my tool zero gap, but not like overlapping or at the edge. I like to leave one little nail of gap. I feel like there it's cool. I'm gonna do the other side. There it goes. I'll bring it down a little bit. until I fill. And I want to leave one little gap. It's crooked right there. I want to leave one little gap because I don't want it to rattle when it touches the guard. The other side right here. Let's see right there. I feel like I like it there. Let me see from the side a little bit more. There you go. Oh, it's a little crooked, you know, but let me see one more time. There you go. All right, I feel like I like it right there. Okay, I'm gonna try to move it down and up. Oh, I'm gonna have to like bring it up on this side. I like it there. I like to leave a little gap, but not too much. Make sure it's sitting flat right here, and put this tool all the way in before it starts moving. Okay, once you feel that pressure, now you bring it up a little bit. It moves really fast. When you move this tool, the blade moves really fast, so you have to really slow down. All right, let's see. I feel like I like it there. All right. Hopefully you guys were able to see in the video how it works out, and hopefully it solves the issue if you're going through this. It is a little frustrating at the beginning when you don't know how this mechanism works. It took me a few days to figure it out, but then as now you know, you have to open this and unscrew those little screws right there and mess around with this wire, which is the one that it's making sure the moving blade stays straight. So now you know how to zero gap and fix that issue. Hopefully the video helped, and I'm gonna try to edit it for you as the best of my ability to not make it too long, because I know it's a little bit long, but now you know how to fix it, and hopefully you guys liked it. All right, and I'll be doing a little review on this clipper probably 2 weeks from now. Once I want to try for 2 more weeks. The screws back in. All right, there you have it. All right, we're gonna try to put this guard again. See how it does when I open the blade, I mean the lever. And when I close it, all right, so it doesn't rattle anymore. All right, because the blade is now not touching the guard anymore, so I don't have to go and mess around with the lever anymore to avoid that little noise. All right, so there you have it. I hope you guys liked this video and it helped you, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.